All right, so we're gonna start this again because this is the second take. I don't usually edit these things, but I'm gonna try to piece together the intro from the last part into this. No editing. I don't care what anyone says. I'm here with Jessie, my good friend from FMA Pulse. How you doing, buddy? Doing great? Awesome. Glad to hear it. Only because we just wasted like the 2 minutes talking and it's all gone now because my phone decided to not be friendly with me. But let's get right into the nitty-gritty. We're leaving the Walk seminar, gonna go get dinner with the crew. And in the back is my dad, GM Bruce Chu. Jessie.
Yep.
Leader, founder, head of FMA Pulse, yes?
Yes, I am.
You've interviewed how many FMA instructors, masters, grams, whatever?
Right now, currently online 50, but I just came back from the Philippines, so push that up to 60 once I have those edited.
So you got 10 more episodes in the pipeline. That's incredible.
Yep.
I have a question.
What's up?
Of all the ones you've met and interviewed, which, see, I don't know how controversial do you want to get.
Who was the most enjoyable?
Well, I'll start with that. Who was the most enjoyable? And it's okay if you say me and my father, because we know we are. But, no, like, you've done so many of these interviews. Do you think that FMA is finally building the voice that it deserves?
It's
not, obviously, you don't have to say it's because, it's all because of me, but, like, you definitely play a hand in that.
I mean, yeah, because like we started back in 2009, and then we weren't really consistent with it until 2017. Because like I had to take a break in around, was it 2012, 2013? Because I went to graduate school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, FMA is still an acquired taste. It's still an art that's underground because traditionally it's how it's taught. It's like either in someone's garage or someone's backyard, and there really is no formality. There was no structured curriculum. It was just like based on reaction and scenarios, and you just drilled it. You didn't have to deal with legalities or hurting someone by accident, getting sued. It's just like, hey, put up or shut up. That's how it was back in the day. So
that sounds so fun.
And I don't think that really appeals to the general public. So,
do you think that? I feel like FMA is still the small kid in the pond or in the pool. Like, obviously there are arts that are less known than ours, but I still think FMA, like, I tell people all the time, like, FMA does not have time for division amongst ourselves because we're still so small. We don't have any room for that. Like, the BJJ guys can fight amongst themselves because there's thousands of them. We can't do that, in my opinion. We need to stay more unified. And do you think that, out of all the groups you've talked to and met with, do you see a growing and be real about this, do you see a growing connection or do you see a growing disconnection amongst all the groups? Like, do you see more unity as time has gone on, more old rule things kind of dissipating, or do you see still some resentment amongst unity, or in regards to unity?
I mean, the only time that I hear something negative is if behind the scenes in the camera about certain groups or individuals. But I mean, most all the people that I've met so far and people that I know are just trying to promote FMA as a whole, not really just their system. When I was in the West Coast, specifically in the Bay Area, the people that I know specifically are really progressive in trying to promote and cross-promote other systems of FMA and not just say just my system is the best. It wasn't like during the times of their instructors where they're like, don't go cross-train with those people. Or if they find out you learn another style, like, oh yeah, they don't want to have anything to do with you. But times have gone, like, those instructors are already old age and on the verge of passing on, and like the old school mentality is pretty much fading away. So within the Bay Area, the people that I know, they're all about progressing forward.
And you think that, like, that's definitely gonna be a thing? Like, you definitely.
What's up, everybody?
Oh my God, man!
What's going on?
How did you get in our car? We're moving at high speeds.
I'm really fast. I don't know if they told you.
Everybody, look at this special guest, June Barra from Walk, South Florida.
What's going on, everybody?
We were just talking about unity amongst the systems.
I saw you guys pass by, so I ran really fast and jumped in your car.
Peter, jump in here.
And we're still doing 35.
We have another guest coming in. Who's coming in?
Come here, Peter.
We're playing Chinese fire drill around the car.
Team Canada. That offends me.
Say hello to the camera.
Karpool Kali.
Yeah, jump in right
Come in.
here.
Hey, from Canada.
Hey guys.
Man, you guys make great poutines. That's what we're talking about, the unity of all of this stuff. Like, that's the fun stuff. Like, these guys are your brothers, they're our brothers. This is a great group. Yeah. I have another question, but I don't think we have time for it. But
pick it up on the way
we
back.
could do a part 2 if you want to be a part of it.
I mean, we're still waiting on people, so we can try and knock it out real quick.
All right, well, in that case, dang it, it was a good one too. I forgot it now. But we talked about seeing more unity amongst it and seeing some of the division kind of dissipate, thank God. Do you see, I guess this may be a interesting question, where do you see the biggest unity? Like, like across the globe, like Philippines, California, East Coast, you know, even in Canada, like there's definitely hotbeds of FMA. Like, I think the biggest three in America are California, New York, and Florida.
Yep.
Like, where do you see a lot of, I only live in Florida. I don't get to go to New York or California. You get to go all over, like even Mexico, Puerto Rico, you were just there recently. Like,
Yep.
where do you see a lot of this unity emulating?
Pretty much what you just named it all, like between the regional areas within the Philippines, like in Cebu and Negros. Of course, they're gonna have, you know, regional pride of their systems of whatever they teach there. Of course, you got California, you got Florida, Texas. Anywhere like where there's an organization that's big, they'll have unity amongst the group. Usually, same thing with like the big organizations, like, you know, there's Modern Arnis, Spaghetti Tertia, Inosanto, Balintawak, and they're usually fine amongst themselves. But then if they're ever an organization or like a festival, you know, usually they'll come together to promote the Filipino martial arts. Yeah. Especially if it's a Filipino festival. So, but yeah, I mean, it's I think times are changing in terms of, at least I've been fortunate enough to meet people that they really want to push, you know, just unifying FMA in terms of promotion, not specifically just the style, just FMA
as a whole, which I think is definitely the way to do it.
Yeah. And as a former high school teacher, it's up to the individual who they want to learn from. I don't think there's a point to badmouth anyone, because in the end, it's the connection between the individual and the student, the teacher and the student. Because if you have to take, I mean, we've all been through this in high school and college, where you have to take a class and you don't really like the teacher, but you have to take it just so you can get a prerequisite credit. Yeah. You know, same thing in martial arts. Like, I'm not going to hold anyone back if they're not happy with the way I teach. So I'm like, you know,
you don't want to be here, don't be here. Yeah.
Exactly. So same thing. It's just within FMA or any martial art, you just have to make sure that you connect with that person and ask yourself why you're doing this. You know, if you want to do this combatively, then you'll find an instructor that focuses on that. If you want to do it for more of the mental health and physical aspect, do that too. Or
if you just want to have fun.
Exactly.
That's what he's super big on. Because all of our Instagram comments are, that wouldn't work in the ring, and he goes, what's wrong with doing it just for fun? Exactly. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
And it's interesting because when I hear like a lot of these old school gurus and grandmasters, when they talk, it's not nothing looks the way it is presented in seminars or in classes. They're like, if someone wants you dead, they're just gonna hire some kid on the streets, give them 50 pesos, stab that guy 50 times for me.
And they'll do it.
Yeah, and it's like you're not gonna expect it coming. So it's not like a duel. Like, I challenge you. They're like, this guy's a troublemaker. Let's
go kill him.
Yeah, it's very mafioso. So I'm like,
I've always said, if they can get the Pope, they can get anybody.
Exactly.
No, they shot the Pope.
So it's not usually like, I challenge you, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
that's TV and romanticizing. Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, go get him.
Yep. And usually it's an ambush setting. They'll wait at night when you least suspect it, and they're not going to come at you front. They're going to come at night. And
that's insane. And there's no training for that.
No.
Other than situational awareness, but even that, you can't see everything coming.
Yeah, especially you're in the dirt roads of the Philippines and you can only have the moonlight illuminating the road. These guys are hiding out in the fields and they're just going to ambush you. So I've heard stories about that. So like, why are we training this if you can't really protect yourself from an ambush?
Yeah.
You look at surveillance cameras around the world. A street fight here in America looks like the same way as a street fight in Brazil, Europe, Russia, Asia. There's no art to it. It's just like, oh shoot, will I survive this?
The gruesomeness, I feel like, is universal. Like, the art of death is, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
If they want you dead, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Not to leave on a crappy note, but that's the truth.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, the art form and positivity is like, if you're doing it for exercise, and most people are doing it for exercise, mental clarity, I mean, that's why I do it. And also part of my cultural aspect. But, you know, like, I used to train for MMA back in my early 20s. You know, after getting all the injuries, I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I'm paying for these training sessions so what, I can get a trophy? I was like, where's this Mayweather money? I want to get that Mayweather Pacquiao money. I was like, and that didn't even happen. I'm like, oh, I got rocked in freaking sparring. I'm getting submitted in jiu-jitsu classes, and now I'm like, at this age, I'm seeing my chiropractor and a massage therapist. So like all those injuries accumulating, like for what? Like it's good to do things as an athlete just to like keep your health and physical health going. But if you're not trying to do it as a living, you know, and it's hard if you're gonna try and do this as a living because the wear and tear on your body is gonna go by really quickly. So I mean, I'm only 43 now and I'm like getting tennis elbow. So
yeah, and you make getting old sound fun.
Yeah, I just take turmeric and take a shot of whiskey. And
Does that still work for you, Dad?
What?
Turmeric and a shot of whiskey? You're older than Jesse.
Yeah, I can't do whiskey and I do turmeric. I don't know if it helps.
Crotchety old man in the back seat. Well, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
All right, let's go eat.
Let's go with some Chinese food. Real quick, just to give some shout outs. FMA Pulse on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Anything else?
So just YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I haven't posted anything the past couple of months because I was in the Philippines. I don't know when you're going to release this. I'm in the process of relocating.
2 weeks.
Okay. Yes, I'm in the process of relocating out of Chicago, heading to Arizona. So I'm probably, by the time you release this, hopefully I'll have the first video out by around that time.
And they can message you on all those platforms and whatever. Or...
Yeah, just ask for Jessie directly, or you can just reach me on my email at Jessie, Jessie at jessie.fmapulse@gmail.com.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right, let's go get fat.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
All right, let's go. I want some awesome music with this.
I don't know how to do the music thing, so it's usually just me going.